Welcome back to Hollywood Breakdown. Today we're diving into a 2011 biographical comedy drama titled The Intouchables. This breakdown contains spoilers, so proceed carefully. A wild night in Paris. We open late at night with Driss speeding Philippe through Paris. Traffic is slow, so Driss decides to spice things up by racing past cars and ignoring signs. The police immediately chase them. Confident as ever, Driss bets Philippe €100 that he can escape. He tries hiding beneath a bridge, but officers surround them. Instead of panicking, Driss doubles down, now betting €200 he can convince the police to escort them instead. He steps out and puts on a dramatic act, insisting Philippe is having a medical emergency and needs urgent care. The officers check the car, find the wheelchair, and believe him, especially after Philippe pretends to have a seizure. Thinking it's serious, the officers not only let them go but give them a police escort. Once they're out of sight, the two celebrate, play September by Earth, Wind and Fire, and enjoy a smoke before leaving the hospital parking lot without actually going inside. This chaotic friendship began months earlier. The job interview. Philippe and his assistant Magali are interviewing candidates for a caretaker position. Most applicants give boring, scripted answers, until Driss barges in. He cuts in line, flirts with Magali, and openly admits he only wants a signature confirming they won't hire him so he can collect unemployment benefits. Philippe is amused by his directness and asks him to return the next day. Driss. Home life. Driss returns to his crowded apartment in a poor neighborhood. His younger siblings won't let him take a bath in peace, and he notices his brother Adama sneaking around suspiciously. That evening, their mother finally arrives home. Driss proudly gives her a stolen Fabergé egg and lies about being away on vacation. She's furious. He disappeared for 6 months without contact. Exhausted and fed up with his behavior, she kicks him out of the house. Driss gets an offer. The next day he goes back to Philippe's mansion expecting a signed paper, but instead receives a job offer, a 1-month trial as Philippe's live-in assistant. Yvonne, the housekeeper, gives Driss a tour and shows him a private room with a luxurious bathroom. He accepts the job, and Philippe bets he won't last 2 weeks. Driss begins learning how to handle Philippe's daily needs, massages, lifting him into the wheelchair, bathing him, dressing him, and even cleaning him after using the bathroom. Driss complains constantly but eventually does everything required. Daily responsibilities. Driss slowly adapts to the routine. He often makes mistakes, like handing Philippe the phone instead of holding it to his ear, or forgetting the baby monitor, but he learns. He organizes Philippe's mail and notices a secret folder of private letters Philippe doesn't let him open. He also creates a goofy folder for escort advertisements instead of throwing them away. In between work, he keeps flirting unsuccessfully with Magali and sometimes invites escorts to his room. One morning, Yvonne discovers weapons in Driss' bag but says nothing. Driss brings chaos and fun. Assigned to drive Philippe, Driss refuses to use the medical van and instead chooses the household's expensive car. Philippe protests at first but ends up enjoying the thrill. Yvonne does not. When a neighbor blocks the mansion's exit with his car, Driss grabs him by the shirt and forces him to move. Philippe is impressed. Yvonne is horrified. During an art outing, Philippe admires a modern painting, while Driss mocks it as a red stain worth nothing. Later, Philippe's relatives warn him that Driss has a criminal record, but Philippe appreciates Driss' honesty and the fact that he treats him normally. That night during dinner, Yvonne explains that Philippe has been exchanging letters with a woman named Eleonore for months. Driss listens with amusement. A panic attack and a midnight escape. Later that night, Driss hears strange noises through the baby monitor. Philippe is experiencing phantom pain and struggling to breathe. Driss comforts him, wipes his face, and stays until he calms down. Philippe then asks for air, so Driss takes him out to see the city lights. Philippe hasn't experienced Paris at night since becoming disabled. He opens up about phantom pain and confesses he cannot have physical intimacy, though he still enjoys sensitive spots like his ears. Driss shares a joint with him, and they have a relaxed night out, ending with dinner and heartfelt talk about Philippe's past, his late wife, her illness, and the accident that paralyzed him. Philippe notices Driss has officially passed his trial period and gives him the job, on the condition that he return the stolen egg. Family problems. Driss tries reconnecting with his siblings. Mina complains he ignores her messages, and Adama reveals he was caught with drugs. Driss fears his brother is heading into dangerous territory. Back at the mansion, Driss sees a letter from Eleonore that includes her phone number. Impulsively, he calls her and forces Philippe into a real conversation. Their phone chats increase, and Philippe becomes more cheerful. Driss encourages Philippe to exchange photos with her. He selects one of Philippe in his wheelchair, but Yvonne secretly replaces it with an old, pre-accident photo. Driss continues bonding with the family, even yelling at Elisa when she mocks him, and later overhearing Philippe scolding her as Driss requested. Growing friendship. Their friendship deepens through shared adventures, snowy outings, morning runs, and extravagant purchases. Philippe buys Driss a suit. Driss introduces Philippe to recreational joints. Philippe helps Driss sell his artwork by convincing a relative to buy it for 11,000 euros. At Philippe's birthday party, Driss livens up the formal atmosphere by dancing to Boogie Wonderland, eventually pulling everyone into the fun. Eleanor finally sends her photo, and a meeting is arranged. The missed date. Philippe waits nervously at a restaurant with Yvonne, but after an hour, he panics and leaves just before Eleanor arrives. He's heartbroken. To cheer him up, Philippe surprises Driss with a ride on his private plane and shares the money earned from selling Driss painting. The next day they go paragliding together. Driss hates it but ends up loving the experience. The truth about Driss. Back home, Adama is injured but refuses to open up. Later that night, Philippe and Driss have an honest conversation. Driss reveals he was adopted into the family he calls his own. His real name is Bakary and he grew up feeling displaced and overlooked. Philippe also advises he must discipline Adama, just like Driss once encouraged him with Elisa. Realizing Driss needs to be with his family, Philippe fires him gently, telling him he can't spend his life caring for an old man. Goodbyes. Driss packs up. Magali finally reveals she's gay, ending his hopeless flirting. Yvonne returns his escort file, and Driss finds the hidden photo of Philippe. Driss keeps it. Outside, he makes a blocked driveway driver move, on principle, even though he doesn't work there anymore. Driss reunites with his mother and helps Adama with local trouble. Using the confidence from his time with Philippe, he aces a job interview by describing himself as pragmatic, and lands a position as a driver. Philippe declines. Philippe struggles with his new caretaker, grows depressed, and refuses help during a phantom pain episode. Worried, Yvonne calls Driss. This brings us back to the opening chase scene. The ending. After the police escort them, Driss takes Philippe to the seaside. The peaceful view relaxes him. Driss cleans him up, trims his beard, and drives him to a restaurant, but leaves him there, because Philippe is meeting someone special. Philippe waits nervously, until Eleanor arrives. She smiles warmly, unfazed by his wheelchair. Their connection is instant. Real-life epilogue. The real Philippe Pozo de Borgo now lives in Morocco with his wife and daughters. The real Driss, named Abdel Yasmin Sello, is married with children and runs his own business. Their lifelong friendship continues.